You're probably looking for a new hosting provider and you're checking out H501 and you don't know if it's the right fit for you. Well, on this video, we're going to be talking about pricing, their panel, we're going to check out their shared hosting and their BPS, all in this video. So let's go check it out right now. What's up, SaaS Masters? My name is George and we're going to check out H501. Now the link will be provided in the description so you can check it out for yourself. Now in this case, we're going to start off with BPS. I want to show you their pricing plans as of this video. You can see it starts off with the small plan at $6.37. That's monthly price. Now, if you check out yearly, it's going to be less expensive and you can start off here. And if you need to grow, jump into starter, medium, big, and all the way up to Supreme. Now, Supreme is pretty hefty with 24 cores, 48 gigabytes of RAM, and that's pretty good. Okay. Now, let me jump over to the H501 panel. Now, when you're in your panel, you have all these available options. Now, in this case, I'm in the BPS section and I can view all the BPS that I have purchased here on H501. If I need to order a new one, and we're gonna order from here. Now, let's make a quick test here on the order because maybe you wanna order an additional BPS and you get additional options to customize it. So in this case, for example, if I wanna select the starter plan, I'll just go ahead and order. And in the order system, I'll have the options. So I'll just say test.com for the domain. And then I have the option to select the operating system. There's several ones of these available. Some of them are really popular. And in this case, I'm going to use Ubuntu 22.04. And we have additional options. For example, if I want pre-installed software like Virtual Mint Panel, this is really useful because it's free. Okay, so it helps you out. And that's what I'm going to show you today. The disk space, if you want more disk space, just go ahead and select what you want. More RAM, more CPU, more IP addresses, you get one for free. But if you need more, you can go ahead and add. So different type of use cases might need more IPs, okay? Backup schedules, and I have read and agreed to everything, right? Number of services available for order, so in this case, just one. And you go into the payment options, okay? So it's super easy. So let's come back here. Now in the panel, once you're here and you select your BPS, you have several options to edit, delete. You can reboot from here. So this is a pretty common use case for BPSs where you need to reboot in case, well, it could be several reasons, but you have the option right here. In this case, I've installed Ubuntu 22.04 and you can install your own BPS panel if you like. But in this case, I'm using Webmin and Virtual Mint, which is, it's free, it's open source, and basically it's easy to install. Now to do so, you can select it here and we're gonna go into panel. This is gonna take us to our VM manager. So let's wait for it to load. Okay, here's my VM manager, and this is where we're able to install our scripts. Like I said, in this case, we're using Virtual Mint and Webmin. Now, in this case, you can view your virtual machines here. You can add a new one if you like. So in this case, this is the one that I'm using right now. And if I click on it, I'll be able to view at a quick glance my CPU, RAM, and storage usage from this particular BPS. So this is a great option, a quick view. Once you start installing several sites, you know the load that it's actually using. So if you install 5, 10 websites, you actually know if you're hitting the limits or you can install more sites on it, okay? You can go ahead and jump into your VNC and your Spice right from here, okay? You can also view scripts here. You can create a script from here. So in this case, you can see I have Virtual Mint panel, but you can go ahead and install a new one if you like. It's actually pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Your virtual networks and your backups, all right? So in this case, I'm going to jump into my Virtual Mint, which is right here. This is the Webmin view, and we have our Virtual Mint. In Webmin view, we're able to view the statistics of our BPS. Now, this is tied to the BPS that we purchased on H501. I'm able to view my CPU usage, my real memory, and my local disk space, plus my versions for Webmin and Virtual Mint, and all the information I need from the usage. Now you can see this is really interesting because, like I said, it's gonna let you know how you're doing with your sites, because if you install 5, 10 sites, 20, etc., you're gonna be able to view if it's doing okay, if you need to buy an additional BPS and then divide your sites, or if you can install more websites. This will give you all the information: the service status, the network interface, the disk usage, software versions, Virtual Mint package updates, install all updates from here. So this comes along bundled with the Webmin, okay? And you have all these available options to fine tune what you need: your servers, your tools, your networking, your hardware, your clusters, etc. Okay. Now there's the other section, which is Virtual Mint. And in Virtual Mint is where we're going to install our scripts. Now, if you want to install a WordPress script, it's super easy doing it here. Now, the first thing you're going to do is obviously create a virtual server. I'm going to click on it right now. I've done so already, but if I do it here, I can install a new one. I'll say test.com just for testing purposes. And I'll say test. It's going to be a test password. Okay, no SSH public key option right now. We're going to keep it as it is, default key. Enable features if we want to enable these, or keep some of them off. Advanced options. If you're good to go, we're going to create a server. And it's going to start setting this up. And then we're going to have the option to select it from this drop-down menu. From this drop-down menu is where we're going to install our scripts. Okay, so right now, SaaSmaster.net is selected as the default. I am not going to wait for this to finish because obviously that's a imaginary site. But something really quickly, this will automatically install an SSL certificate. It'll also install an SSL certificate for a few of the subdomains that are common, like www.domain, mail.domain. Obviously, you have to create the DNS records for those to actually exist. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to select SaaSmaster and I'm going to go into install scripts. Yes, I'll leave that. And in install scripts is where we're going to install our PHP scripts, our Squirrel Mail, our WordPress sites, etc. So if you want to install a PHP script, you can do so from here by installing a PHP script, obviously, right? But in this case, we want to install WordPress because it's super popular. Okay, let's scroll down here. Let's show the install options. And in the install options, we're able to select, for example, the WordPress table prefix, which is by default this one. We can change it, and it is suggested that you change it for security reasons. Then we have the install subdirectory under public. In this case, we're going to do a top level, or we can do a subdirectory for this one. Let's say if it's a SaaSmaster site, so we can locate it later on really easily. Okay, the WordPress blog title, yes, I want to use that. Use WordPress CLI tool for complete setup, yes. Initial login script, so same username as password as domain. No, you want to do something different, obviously for security reasons. So you're going to use your own username. And in this case, I already wrote one, SaaSmaster, and imaginary password. Once that's set up, you can go ahead and install, and you'll have a WordPress site on this domain. Again, be aware, you have to point your DNS to the IP address of the BPS, okay, for it to actually work. In this case, I won't do a double installation, but that's how easy it is to install WordPress sites on a BPS, right? Now, with Virtual Min, you have a lot of options. Again, options that are really advanced, especially needed when you're installing PHP scripts, because you need to tweak some of the settings for scripts to work. So you have your edit virtual server. You can create users, edit mail aliases, edit databases. So databases are created once you create a WordPress site automatically, or you can create one manually. There's your file manager. You got your terminal, again, for advanced settings that you need to set up, administration options, server configuration. Check this out. All of these that I opened, the PHP options, which is really important because sometimes you want to keep the newest one or a setting that a script actually needs, okay? Especially WordPress sites that don't update frequently, you'll need a PHP script that's a little bit lower. You have the option here. Certificates, transfer virtual server, disable, delete, log reports, services, settings, everything's available here. Now, this is a really great BPS manager because basically it's open source and you get access to all of this to start WordPress install, where you get the options to install several WordPress sites, PHP scripts, etc. right here on a BPS. Now that's for the BPS side. When it comes to shared hosting has its own panel. We don't have to do an additional installation. So on shared hosting, again, if you want to order shared hosting plans, you can do so by clicking here. But once we want to jump into the panel, let's go ahead and select it here, because obviously if we have several shared hosting plans, we'll view them listed here. In this case, I'm going to go to panel, and this is going to load up the panel for the shared hosting side. Now, this is separate from BPS. This is shared hosting, okay? And in shared hosting, the plan that I have gives me access to 40 websites, and these are the limits that I have for this particular hosting plan. Now, on this plan, it's super easy again. You got your file manager, you got your databases, you got your scheduler for cron, you got your FTP users, domain names, everything's super easy and smooth here. So if you are a beginner or intermediate user, this would be the best option. BPS is for more advanced users, and if you need better resources, okay? You got your SSL certificates, your PHP settings, your site builder, mailboxes, your settings, and all that. But what if you want to install a WordPress site? Well, scroll all the way down here, Softaculous, and I'm going to show you. Okay, here is Softaculous, and there's several scripts that we can install really easily on a shared hosting plan. So in this case, WordPress obviously mentioned is the most popular one, but you can install Joomla, AbandonCart, PHP Open Real Estate, MyBP, a lot of popular ones available here. Okay, you can also view them by category here. But if you're going to install WordPress, go ahead and install it here. Let's go click on it. Here we go. And again, the setup process. So in this case, for this domain, I'm going to use HTTPS. This is the domain I want to install it in. You'll have a list of domains that you have available. In this case, you can see there's WP here. If you want to use WordPress on the main domain, keep this blank. Or if you want to use a subfolder, then you'll add something here like shop, cart, etc. Do it from there. WordPress version, settings, the admin account information, password that you're going to use, choose language, pre-selected plugins that you want to previously install, advanced options. So again, you got your database name, your table prefix, and you can modify this if you like. Select the theme. Once you're good to go, you go ahead and install it, and you'll have a WordPress site on shared hosting. Now, basically, it's super easy to use these services once you get the hang of it. Shared hosting, like I said, it's a piece of cake. If you want to use the VPS, you'll need some initial setup, but once you got it set up, you're good to go. So like I said, if you need better limits, if you need access to advanced features, VPS would be the way to go. Now, if you're looking to make some extra cash, they have an affiliate program that you can take advantage of. Now, H501, jump into your client portal, click on client, and there's an affiliate program link right here. So let's click on this one. And this is my referral link. Obviously, this is my link, but yours will be unique and you can make some extra cash with it. You can view your rewards and your statistics. Now, that's for the affiliate side. Now, you're probably thinking, what about support with H501? The good thing is that they have support via Telegram and website, and they have a response of under 3 hours. So that's pretty fast, right? Well, that is H501. If you want to jump into one of their plans, remember there's a link in the description so you can check it out and decide if it's the right fit for you. I thank you all for watching, and that's a wrap.